Hey, this is Notser, and this is the Tier 10 American Destroyer Gearing. She has 23,400 health, a top speed of 37.8 knots, 6 127mm guns, 10 torpedoes, a surface detect of 5.9 kilometers, and 43 AA defense rating. For my modules, reduced crit chance on main armament, improved aiming accuracy, improved torpedo rearm, reduced the chance of flooded fire, improved acceleration, concealment. For my commander, basic firing training, basic survivability, faster torpedo rearm, last stand, superintendent, survivability expert, and concealment again. We're on the map Hotspot, and I want to say thank you, veterans. Today is Veterans Day, and I had probably a veteran remind me, and of course, this is a military game, so I assume there's a higher percentage of you who enjoy it around the world. Thank you for your service. You are helping to make the world a better place. And there's really nothing else we can say, right? You have given more than probably any other citizen in your country, and I appreciate that. And I truly mean that. I would love to meet all of you and see and hear about all your stories, because that's exciting. But all I can do is make videos, and hopefully you enjoy them. Now, we are in the gearing, and this is going to be sort of I'm going to try and hit every premium camouflage that is available at tier 10. At least show those ships off. And as the gearing, it's my favorite ship. I had to use it. It had to be one of the first. I hit it on into Sea Point, and oh boy, there were a lot of enemies in there, so I pulled back. Now, recognize that I have situation awareness on my screen with the little sort of Wi-Fi radar indicator. That means that I am not being detected standard or line of sight, normal means. It means that either hydroacoustic or radar were used, and there is nobody close enough to use hydroacoustic. So it must have been a radar system on a cruiser. And interestingly, there is a Baltimore in the area, so we know that Baltimore, through knowledge of the game, has used a large cooldown to try and catch us out. Now, I'm going to try and punish him by doing damage. He's got a little bit of his butt showing. Just a touch. Nothing too provocative, but enough either way to do damage. Oh, wait a minute. There's a gearing spotted. He's out in the open. It looks like his propulsion is knocked out. And do my eyes deceive me? It looks like he doesn't have last stand. I can't believe you wouldn't have last stand at tier 10. That is a huge error in judgment, in my opinion. Last stand on a destroyer is pretty much the first skill you get. Perhaps he picked up, I hope he didn't pick up expert marksman. Maybe he's got the torpedo rearm. Either way, you gotta have last stand, or stuff like this happens. He's clearly used his smoke, and he's basically dead in the water. He can't move. He's going like 7 knots. All I'm trying to do is lead him in the direction he's headed, and I'm being pretty successful. And we are able to assist and get the kill. We got first blood on this guy. He's a tier 10. This isn't like a tier 4. This is a tier 10 that doesn't have last stand. It's just unheard of. It's one of those things that I will never do. And oh, enemy Fletcher, as I leave the safety of the smoke, which wasn't mine, I can still use smoke. The Fletcher shows up, so we're going to work on the Fletcher. My attempt to slow down actually caused me to go directly into the shot. He, I believe, popped his smoke, and now he's hidden. And here comes some torpedoes, probably left by him, or the gearing. I don't think the gearing was, but the Fletcher could have. And there's nothing I can do. I can't risk the ship and go forward into the Fletcher. If I detect him, because I don't have hydro, I'm going to be right next to the Baltimore, right next to multiple enemy battleships. But what I can do is notice we are actually capturing the base. The enemy was outside of it for a second. Now, you might or might not be able to catch on to it, but they've added indicators when an enemy is stopping you, how much time is left, whether you are capturing the enemy base or a neutral base, and that's all right there on the screen. There is a black X, which is indicating someone is preventing the capture. That's why it's not counting down or counting up. I was initially hoping that the Baltimore would continue forward based on his last known position, and I could ambush him with my torpedo systems. He did not, and I'm going to try and find him, scout him for my team. We have a ship advantage. Why not use it? I still have smoke. I can risk the ship. The Baltimore is indeed behind the island. Somehow, the enemy Fletcher is spotted. I assume radar has been used by the Des Moines. I'm detected by something, and maybe it's the Baltimore. Either way, we're pretty close. And I need to keep the island in between my ship and the Baltimore, but I want to kill this guy so bad. So I sort of moved the camera, and I was able to kill him with my guns. The enemy Fletcher sends torpedoes, so perhaps the Gearing sent the torpedoes. It could have been enough time for him to rearm. We are safely, very closely though, very safe from those torpedoes. Barely. There is nobody in the capture point on the enemy team. The enemy Baltimore is trying to escape. I just can't let you do that, Mr. Baltimore. We are going to engage him in. I'm using HE because of the great angling he has. I still have my smoke up. And I kind of forgot for a split second. You know what? Oh wait, smoke is up. Let's stop and just sit in it. We don't need to spot for our team. Friendlier spot for our team. And this guy, he's going to try and get out. Is he going to get out? You can see how much lead I'm giving. I'm really trying to just get the shell to arc into the enemy ship. We're not doing that much damage, but every little bit helps. And is he going to get out? I don't want to let him get out. I'm going to try and assume he's trying to wrap himself around the island. Friendly hits him, and then I hit him in between the heel. Not enough to counter, and there's only one left. Enemy Bismarck, and of course most Bismarcks are going to have manual secondaries. They're going to just do a ton of damage when they're close. But we outnumber him 5-1. And you know what? It kind of looks like he wants to go through this island gap. I'm still protected from the island and also the smoke. So he doesn't know I'm exactly there. He could infer based on the shots that he saw earlier. So I decide to move away and to try and get his side. He was trying to avoid torpedoes, and I'm going to just let him know, hey bro, I'm here. You should look at me. And we take him out rather quickly. We do 35,000 points of damage, and just like that, we got 4 kills. Enemy team absolutely decimated. They had no chance whatsoever. And that is what the Gearing is good at. The Fletcher as well, the Hubadovsk, the Udaloy, these ships overwhelm the enemy very quickly. I was lucky, or I was fortunate, that my teammates were so good at supporting. I do not have a lot of damage output, but I am accurate and I can scout for my team. I can also send torpedoes if an enemy battleship were to, you know what, come right next to us and attempt to destroy my teammates. It couldn't have worked out better, honestly. And we all took a little bit of damage, but none of us died. I believe not a single friendly on the eastern side died, and that is very impressive. That is great gameplay by everyone. I wish I could give everyone a good job, but the game's like, oh, you've already used your quota. You can't do any more. You know, you can't compliment a person more than 5 times in an entire day or something ridiculous like that. But it's whatever. I was happy with the team. I let them know it. You should always try to reinforce good play. Not in just this game, but every game. You know, don't be that person that's always down or neutral. You're doing what you're supposed to do. They might be doing exactly what they're supposed to do. But isn't it so much better to hear, hey, good job. We did a great job on the East. Everyone deserves this win because everyone worked for it. We didn't give up on each other, and that's the most important thing in a team game, that you don't give up on each other, bail out too early, or bail out and just forget the people and, they're not me, I'm more important. And I benefited from that, of course. I got 4 kills. I basically finished off some ships that were running away. Of course, the Bismarck was significant damage, and I'm proud of that, but he was going to die either way. I was just the one that got lucky. So, the gearing, the camouflage. What do I think of the camouflage? Because clearly the game is basically over. I think it's okay. It's very reserved. I am not really for or against it. I am for the stat buff that the premium camo is giving to tier 10s. Now, some of you might say, oh, that allows people to just pull tier 10s only. That might be true, and we'll see later. We earned First Blood, Devastating Strike, 4 kills, 78,000 points of damage, 2,066 base XP. Look how good everyone on my team was. They did a great job. What can I say? My damage is pretty split between the torpedoes and the main battery. Most of the people I killed were destroyers, and they don't have a lot of health. As far as the camo is concerned, we made out like bandits. Look at this. 200,000 non-premium, 90,000 service cost at a tier 10 destroyer. Consumables, of course, same price. Almost 400,000 with premium. It was great. I hope you enjoyed this game. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.